Hello, I'm Diana Doherty. I play the oboe in the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, and I've been in the orchestra since 1997, so that makes it 26 years soon. I started playing the oboe because there was one at home. There were lots of instruments in the house, and at school they offered free lessons for wind instruments at primary school when I was 8. I begged my mother if I could play a wind instrument. And Mum said, well, I think there's an oboe in a cupboard downstairs somewhere. If you can get a sound out of that, maybe you can learn that. So that's how much that's how much I didn't choose the oboe. Yeah, I just wanted to play everything, I think. I mean, I did like it. It was quirky. It made my lips tingle, and I kind of got a bit spacey at first when I played it. I thought it was kind of, nobody I knew played it, so it's not something I knew a lot about or anything. I just, I think it was quirky, and I thought that was different. The Ross Edwards Oboe Concerto is amazing. Ross, obviously a very much loved Australian composer. I especially love his sort of rhythmic signature, if you will. That sort of this ecstatic dance thing that he gets going. There's definitely some of that in the Oboe Concerto. When Alexandre, my husband, and I moved to Sydney back in 97, little did we realise the house we rented was just 2 doors down from Ross Edwards. And so, he said, oh, heard some oboe sort of now and then, and we would see him walking along the street and think, isn't that? And finally we got to know each other and became good friends, also with Helen, his wife. And so we spoke about, writing a piece, or maybe a double concerto, maybe an oboe concerto. And so the fact that we met them as a couple, it was always in Ross's mind to have a significant part for the cor anglais as well in the concerto. Ross is very particular about every mark he makes on a page, and I remember some quite lengthy discussions about exactly how to write a certain articulation, and the tuning of a drum, or the level of detail was amazing. And then that was in the days of fax machines. And the famous story is that he wrote this lick for the oboe, which happens quite early in the piece, and he faxed it over, all handwritten, faxed it through to me. He said, is this possible? And I looked at it for 10 to 15 minutes and then played it to him over the phone. And so just things like that, lovely, quirky things that were very special to that relationship, I think. And so I'm really looking forward to that whole concert, because Ross is such an icon and such a lovely human being, that it's wonderful that we're doing a celebratory concert in his honour, and that he'll be there. And I think it's going to be beautiful. And the fact that, Simone will be conducting as well. I'm going to enjoy revisiting the Oboe Concerto as well. Famously, I did it in a leotard with bare feet back in the day. I'm not sure anybody wants to see me in a leotard these days, so I'm going to have to think of something a bit less challenging for everyone. But that's good too, because I think the piece doesn't need all the theatrics. The piece is just beautiful and can stand absolutely on its own. So we might take a less is more approach this time. I'm not sure, haven't quite decided, but anyway, it's going to be wonderful.